Well, welcome to a new day, and for this episode, we will be discussing perseverance, as I mentioned in the first one that we did. And perseverance is a precious, precious P in my life. You remember a few weeks ago when I taught on the 9 P's to success. And perseverance it's one of those P's that a lot of people holds dear to their heart. And you probably wonder, what does perseverance mean? And there are other words that has the same meaning: doggedness, steadfastness, persistence, tenacity. It implies resolute and unyielding holding on to. You know, there are some people that uses perseverance in a negative connotation, and then there are others who sees it as a positive. For me, I use it in a positive sense because, like just this minute here in the control room, one of the people working in there says, we are going to persevere through this even if it kills us. And I shouted, I said, no, you're going to persevere through it. However, it's not going to kill you. It's like people talk about, I want to persevere to the bitter end. No, you persevere and you get to the end. It cannot be bitter. It got to be sweet. And because once you persevere and you press on and you press on and you get to that end, it's celebration time. So how could it be a bitter end? No, it's a sweet, 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 sweet end. So if you're one of those people who are saying that you're going to persevere to the bitter end, or you're going to persevere until it kills you, no, no, no. You remember that there's power in your words. And we can always recreate this soundtrack of our lives. And we got to make sure when we recreate this soundtrack of our lives that we have positive things that are playing on those soundtracks. So once you persevere to the end, it's not a bitter end. It's not till it kills you. It's to celebrate and to the sweet end of the perseverance. You know, I mentioned that there are some people that uses the word perseverance in a negative, and they would use it in sense like it implies that it's an unremitting and sometimes annoyance, you know, that he's talking persistency. He persistently believes in his or her belief. You know, he's persistently talking when someone else is speaking. So those are other times when they use the word persistent as well. However, for me, you heard me in the first segment spoke about when I went in the park and learned to ride a bicycle. Well, there's a friend of mine who has now moved to Oklahoma. And when I posted it on Facebook about my learning to ride the bicycle, one of the things that she wrote back and said that for all these years I've met you, I knew that tenacity was one of the strengths that you have. And I smile because it is the truth. It is the truth. I never give up. I am always seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Quitting is not an option for me. I will be extremely creative in getting the result that I want. So for me, perseverance is like the adhesive, is like that strong glue that holds everything together. Even when my limbs get weak, it is the perseverance that allows me to flex my muscle and to hold on and not to give up. Even when adversities hit, I cannot afford to give up. I just hold on for dear life because I know success is coming. Whether we use the word perseverance literally or figuratively, it has favorable implication. Bulldog quality of tenacity, the tenacity to one's memory. So you feel it as part of you, and this is why I say it is so important when you succeed to give yourself a pat on the back, do a little something for you, because it takes strength to persevere. It takes strength to carry on and to hold on. When everything around you is going crazy, loved ones are telling you, why don't you quit? Society is telling you you're a woman, you're black, you're this, you're that, you're gay, you're lesbian, all the different things. They come to tell you why you cannot accomplish that goal that you're set out to do. However, you must persevere. Do not allow anyone to tell you otherwise. If you want to be successful, you must set priorities for yourself in relation to your vision. So when you think about persevering, you have these guidelines that will guide you along the way. When you know what your visions are, what you're working on, you prioritize them, then it helps you to enjoy persevering to the end. Knowing that every time it comes to your mind to quit, you say, no, I can't quit right now because I might be closer than I imagined to the end. So for me, on the persevering journey, I play games with myself. I give myself little landmarks that will show me how close. It's like, when you're walking, for those of you who are born and raised in the country, and when you're walking, when you get to Mr. So-and-so house or Mr. So-and-so farm, you know how close you are to home. Well, it's the same thing on the journey of perseverance. You got to set landmarks for yourself so you kind of have an idea when you're getting close to the end. Because it is when you're getting close to the end that you're going to begin to develop momentum. And you find out that it's on the last leg that you keep going, the adrenaline is pumping, and you keep going. Understanding priority will help you accomplish your dream, because priority is the key to effective decision making. So when you have all these guidelines and you're working it alongside with your perseverance, you just have to keep going back to the drawing board and reread all these things that you have jot it down there. And you say, okay, here is where I am now. This is what is taking place, and this is what I need to do. So no one can discourage you enough for you to throw in the towel. I want to share a quote from it's an English proverb, and it reads, "A smooth sea never make a skillful mariner, neither do uninterpreted prosperity and success qualify for usefulness and happiness." Prosperity is a key teacher. Adversity is greater. Possession pampers the mind. Provision trains and strengthens it. And this is what adversity does. It strengthens our faith muscles for perseverance. And perseverance is what gives you the muscles. It's like a workout. You're looking to build muscles. You're lifting weight. And each situation that you go through, it is what helps you to build the faith and to continue to the sweet end. Because you know, if I continue, I will succeed. If I continue, I will succeed. As in nature, as in art, so in grace, it is rough treatment that gives soil as well as stones their luster. The more the diamond is cut, the brighter it sparkles. And in what seems hard dealing, where God had no end of view but to perfect his people. And that's what perseverance helps us to do. So long as we continue to the sweet end, we will be very close to perfection. Because we will never be perfect until we exit out of here. But so long as we persevere, we keep getting better. Nothing can ruffle our feathers. We develop a thick skin and we know that, okay, it didn't work that time. No, next time. It didn't work that time either. Who cares? Let's see what the lessons are that I learned from here that will help me to continue. The road to success is dotted with many tempting parking places. And as I found out that, especially when I'm going through some things, and I need the energy to persevere. I'm tired, my limbs are weak, I'm thirsty, I'm parched, everything is happening. And there are times when you kind of have to just brace yourself as if you're going up a stairs so you can continue on this path. Ladies and gentlemen, do what you must, with the exception of quitting. Quitting has no place in perseverance. No place. So we just need to keep at it. When the world tells us give up, our faith that's lying deep inside of us in our authentic part of who we are, whisper and say, baby, give it one more chance. Just trust me and give it one more chance. Don't you give up. Keep going. Rest if you may. If you need crutches, get the crutches to go on. Just do not sit too long. Take a little relaxation to re-energize and refuel who you are. Just do not quit. Don't be afraid to give your best to what seemingly are small jobs. Every time you conquer one, it makes you that much stronger. If you do the little jobs well, the big ones will tend to take care of themselves. And that's the quote by Dale Carnegie. It is so true. Just keep doing. Keep doing the little things. It's like what they say. You can eat an whole elephant just one bite at a time. One bite at a time, guys. We don't have to eat it all right now. Just one bite at a time. And you know that it is going to be so much sweeter when you get to the end of that tunnel and you see the rainbow. You will know that, oh, my perseverance paid off. Now you're going to say to yourself, I am so glad that I did not sit on my laurel for all that time. I didn't take a vacation there. I merely stopped, get a little water to quench my thirst, and I got up back, I brushed myself off, and I was ready again to move on. Nobody trips over mountains. It is the small pebbles that causes you to stumble. Pass all the pebbles in your path and you will find you have crossed mountains. Yes, those little pebbles under our feet, as we focus on persevering, are the ones that will give us the biggest blisters. They will ache our feet all the way up to our leg. It will even hurt our heart. However, we got to know to put padding, put cushion. And what gives us that cushion? What gives us the padding? It is our faith and our belief in our vision that we are on. When people don't succeed in their vision, it is often because they don't understand that prioritizing creates useful limits for their choices. And that is so true. And that is what, once we have it all prioritized, then we will understand that while we are on the journey of persevering, we can look at that and we can say, okay, let me switch this around. Let me switch that around a little bit and see how much easier it will for me to get around. Okay? You have to determine what is beneficial, and you have to define what is beneficial based on the need of your vision. If I can get a little water, I am so hot inside here. Okay. Yes, it is so hot inside here. Okay. So, you have to determine what is beneficial, and you have to define what is beneficial based on the needs of your vision. So, while you are persevering, you will need to say, what am I going to do right this minute. What am I going to leave for another time? Just do not scrap the entire list, because if you do that, then you are going to be off track and you're going to give up soon. Oh, that tastes so good. Thank you, Barbara. Yes. The only thing that should master you are the things that will take you to your goal. So, seeing that we are dealing with the topic of perseverance, we want you to know that even though you set a deadline, you need to be flexible. Know that things does not have to be done when you say it's going to be done. Because a lot of times when you do that, you kind of hold yourself too rigid. There's no room for flexibility and creativity. So, re-examine it and see what you can do differently. Change the date for goodness sake, knowing that you will be able to get to the end more comfortable. But do not throw in the towel and says, oh, I said I was going to get it done on June 25th. Today is June 20th. I don't see it getting done by the 25th. And I'm going to throw in the towel. No. Who cares if when June 25th comes, it's not done? You still persevere to the end. And set a new date. Set a new benchmark for yourself if you got to. But do not give up. Do not give up. The vision itself decide what is good for you. You don't just do good things. You do things that are good for your vision. The other important thing why we should always persevere towards the end is because the path that we are on is not to benefit us. It is always to impact and benefit other people around us. So when you think of giving up in the middle of the journey without persevering to the end, ask yourself the question, how is it going to impact my community? How is it going to impact my country? How is it going to impact my co-workers? How is it going to impact my family? And the list goes on and on and on and on. And when you can honestly answer that question, it will give you a refocus and an encouragement to get up and to continue to the end. Your greatest challenge is not to choose between good and bad, but between good and best. I oftentimes tell people when I'm in conversation with them that I am not concerned about my competition. I am concerned about my last performance. And my goal and my focus is to better my best. So, my energy and focus is not on what the next person is doing, but is how I can do what I am doing best and to serve the people better. Because when we concentrate on what others are doing, then you oftentimes will lose sight of what you're about and where you are going and what it is that you need to do. So, I want to share a poem on perseverance for you because I don't know where the time go. There's a poem here on perseverance I want to read before the time gets finished. Perseverance. When all the world is looming dark and things seem not so clear, when shadows seem to hover around, Lord, may I persevere. When it seems everything's been tried and there's nowhere to go, let me keep remembering sometimes the journey's close. I may just need to stop and rest. Along the path I trod, a time to try to understand and have my talk with God as I gain new strength to carry on. Without a doubt or fear, somehow I know things will be right, and so I persevere. And that's a poem for you. Knowing that don't ever give up. It doesn't matter how bad it seems. You must continue. Look at a stone, clutter hammer away in its rock, perhaps 100 times, without as much as a crack showing in it. Yet at the 101st blow, it will split in two. And I know it was not the last blow that did it, but all that had gone on before. And this is what perseverance will do for us. So long as we keep at it, we will succeed to the end. Know that you were created for greatness. And so long as you believe in what you're about, you will see it through. Remember when I mentioned to you that do not persevere to the bitter end, but persevere to the sweet end where you reward yourself with great success. I hope that you enjoy this teaching, and I will see you next time. Stay blessed.